the, you know, T-Pain kind of soft is going to lighten it up. Pitch correct will just pitch correct, it sounds like. Hear how it's real smooth? What I think is a cool effect is doing a really hard, like, you know, like the T-Pain effect or whatever, and then mix it with like a dry track, you know, like your dub right there. And together, it actually makes a really cool sound, I think. Walk into the room with an attitude. See, it's a lot smoother, and if you listen to it with the beat, it sounds really smooth. Walk into the room with an attitude. No sense of gratitude. Like show and tell, need of help. So, I mean, that's the effect, you know, really hard, like the T-Pain effect. If you want it just to pitch correct, of course, just select the pitch correct. And walk into the room with an attitude. You know, real smooth. It's just hitting the pitch. Yeah.
Still has a little bit of that effect on it. Is there any way to wipe that out completely, or is pretty much what it's going to do to the vocals?
That's all it's what it's going to do with the vocals, especially with auto-tune, and especially with auto-tune effects. The one that you have, it's because it's just used as a plug-in, and auto-tune. If you watch like Melodine videos, then they will compare a lot to auto-tune and be like, you know, because auto-tune's famous for sounding really digital.
Right.
Just the sound that it has, you can hear the pitch correction working. As opposed to Melodine, it's real smooth. You can see each waveform. You could split the waveforms, and you can make it sound digital if you want to, and it's really easy and it's really fun to do. Just it's kind of time consuming, but it's very natural. It's very natural.
That's what's up. So I need to make that investment.
So
that's on my list. Gotta get some headphones and Melodine.
Yep, and headphones are going to be really important too, because I mean you can hear. You know, just solo track. Walked into the room with an attitude, no sense of crap. Oh, not so much there. On the first track, I think it was, right? Walk into the room with an attitude. Let's try this, because nothing in Pro Tools is ever deleted. Everything's kept in your regions list, unless you go in and delete your unused regions. Let's see. Oh, auto-tune's on there, so it's not going to do it. So never mind. But
that's another thing I need to do. He showed me that. I've had another friend, Steve Valenzuela. He's actually showed me a couple times. But I always forget because I'm kind of cautious about it because I've done it once where I deleted the wrong tracks and then my track wouldn't play because I deleted the wrong ones.
Well, keep in mind, because this track is named Audio 1.01 because I have Audio 1 right there. Okay, but what's really important is like just double click. Name your tracks. Let's name this Take Two.
So just click on that icon right there.
Click on that. It'll bring that up. And then what's really cool is you can make little comments like, okay, on this take I use an ST59 mic with the studio channel. By Personas. You know, you could say stuff like I used 4-to-1, you know, gain on, you know, just little notes or whatever. But that's important because when you're recording, if the track is named before you record, then it's going to name that track, whatever the track is. So then in your regions list, if you lose something, you can go there and be like, oh, take two, it's right there, sweet, and then just drag it out and drop it. And if you don't do that, you can always just go there. Let's see, I think you could see that. Oh, you couldn't on Pro Tools. But when you click it, it's going to highlight it in the regions list over here. You see that? And you could double click the track in the regions list, and then at that point, name it whatever you want.
Okay. So when I go to delete the tracks over here, all the ones that are highlighted, like that are darker, those are the ones that I'm actually using?
No, not necessarily. Those are like kind of the mother tracks, basically, like Audio 1.
Oh, and then you have the subcategories of the other takes that you did underneath it, that you were talking about earlier.
One thing that's really useful, but it's dangerous, so be very careful with this power. So what it is when you're done recording and you're happy with it and you're like, okay, I'm not going to use anything that I've deleted. Like you don't want to go back and try to find little things that you've deleted, and you're totally done, and you just want to save room on your computer, because you have to understand the audio files take up a lot of memory.
Yeah.
And if you have 4 tracks, but in the regions list you have 300 takes, and you're only using 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's like 2 gigabytes that are just being completely wasted. So what you can do is check it out. Get kind of close for this. Is under the regions list. Under this arrow right here, this arrow in the top right corner, select the arrow, and you could press select unused. Okay, and if you do unused audio except whole files, then the whole files are going to be those highlighted files. You remember that we were talking about? All the highlighted ones. But if you're not using them, then they're just not important. By the very end of, when you're totally happy with it, you could do select unused. And then so all these right here are unused files, okay? And then you can go to the arrow again, and then you can go to clear. Which I won't do. And then you would just do remove or delete, which would delete it from the disk. Remove would just remove it from the session. Delete would actually delete it and save memory on your computer. Or if you do it on accident, you're like, oh no, I need that track out.
Yeah.